Do you see buying a house as a good investment?
A lot of our view about buying a house is actually formed from what we saw our parents do. For the previous generation, it was a forced mechanism of saving. When you're buying a house or paying for a mortgage, that's not optional. You have to pay it.
Very true.
As a result, those monthly payments are going towards building your equity.
I think there's something psychological about paying rent that you never see again that makes you think that it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, renting is or can be cheaper than buying in that equivalent neighborhood. And so if you are renting and you're saving money on that difference, you need to invest the difference.
What this chick is saying is that buying a house is seen as a good investment because it is a forced savings account, which is 100% true. She also goes on, I couldn't watch it because it was very boring, but she goes on to say that you don't just have to invest in real estate. If you rent and you invest the difference between what it would cost you to rent that house versus buy that house, if you invest that difference in another asset class, for example, like shares or whatever else it is, you can also make money out of that, which is 100% true. But why I believe in Australia most people get outsized returns through real estate is the fact that it is a forced savings account. I know for myself personally, if I had the option every week to invest a certain amount of money or go and use that money for something else, there would always be the challenge in my mind that I could go and use that money for something else that may be fun. But because I have a mortgage that is tied to an investment property that I have to pay, I don't have an option to pay it, I am forced to put that money in every single week to the mortgage, and that asset over time grows. I believe that right there is the reason that so many people get way better returns in real estate than they do in shares. Because if you have the option every week to invest in shares, because you have to put the money in every single week, there's going to be times in your life when it is hard and when it is good. And generally during the hard times, if you need to gain some cash flow into your life, you will stop investing. That'll be the first thing that you cut out. You'll cut investing out before you cut, personal spending out. Whereas with real estate, you don't get that option. Now, I don't believe people should go buy their house if they have the option to rent-vest, but the reason you generally will do well out of buying your own home from a growth point of view is because, again, it's that forced savings, property values grow. So real estate is a superior asset, one, because you get the leverage, and two, because it is a forced savings account that you have to put the money into every single week for the next 10 to 15 years versus having the option to put the money into something else like shares, for example.